Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. Yeah, see my shirt says, I used to be a people person, then people ruined it. Anyway, you probably noticed that my background's a little different, and I'm sitting in a little bit of a different space than I normally do. As you can see, the space that I normally sit in is right over there. But my back started hurting today, really bad. And I realized it's probably the way I was sitting, because I don't have any back support over there. You know, as you notice, I even have a big pillow that I sit on because just the way the bed's designed, and it's one of those memory foam mattresses. So if I sit there, you know, it tends to sink in a little bit more than on other portions of the bed. So yeah, I have to have that extra cushion. And I did flip the mattress yesterday. I usually flip it around every now and then. Anyway, this chair that I'm in, it's just a little, like, round, red type chair. Crap. Oh, still going. It's a miracle. There we go. Anyways, these are my kids' chairs. But when they moved into their new apartment, they didn't have enough space for all their furniture, and they asked me if they could store a couple of their, I think they call them barrel chairs, here. And I knew which ones they were talking about. And I was like, oh, those red ones? They're like, yeah. I was like, yeah, y'all can store them here. And I've had them in my living room this whole entire time. And I've kind of been using them as like a clothing coat rack. One of them had all my hats and gloves and hoodies and stuff like that I basically left lay there all spring. You know, they were there since last winter. And now fall's getting ready to start and winter will be here before you know it. So I guess I need to wash up all those winter items and get prepared. Anyways, so I just moved all those out onto one corner of my couch and pushed this in here. It's not like I had to really carry it. I have wooden floors all over, or throughout, tile, you know, throughout the apartment. At first I was going to put it over there by my desk, and I still might do it, but for today, for convenience sake, I just decided to put it here. That way I only had to sit on one end of the table. I didn't have to move so much around to continue to do what I want to do, you know. But I like this because of the fact that I can lean back and chillax and not have that strain on my upper back. Definitely can relax better this way for sure. But no, I guess one reason why I'm making this video, I decided to make a video, is been going through a lot of personal things in my life recently. Not on anything on the outside of myself. It's more on the inside of myself. It's more internal than external. Whoa. Hope everything's okay. Basically just been trying to discover who I am, you know, and what passions that I have deep within me that need to come to the surface and need to manifest into reality. I did something a couple days ago. Might have been yesterday. called The Library. I actually looked up this book. I read this book back in 1979 when I was 10 years old. And I don't know if it was the way the book was written because of the fact that it was easy to read, or if it was the story itself, or if it was a deeper meaning behind it. But the book definitely influenced me. It definitely had an effect on me. So much to the point where I wrote the author of the book. Because in the back of the book, it gave back used to, or probably still do, on some books where the inside cover and the back cover tells something about the author or whatever. Or maybe even on a page in the back of the book might give some information on the author. Well, it just so happened that there was information on this author, and it actually did have her home address. And I think at the time she was living in I think it was North Carolina. And I wrote her a letter and sent it to her. I don't know how long it took, because back then, time wasn't something that I really kept track of as far as how long it. All I know is I mailed this letter out. And then some time had went by and I received the letter back. And it had one of those yellow stamps on it and said that, they were unable to forward this letter, but that this person was no longer at this specific address. No forwarding address left. So I was pretty disappointed, Not because it was just the fact that the information that I shared with the author didn't get to her, Now this author, she's been passed away since 1991. And she was 68, I believe, when she passed away. Well, after doing some research, I realized that this author was 56 years old when that book was published, that I read in 1979. She was 56 when the book came out. That really had a profound effect on me as well, because I'm 55. I guess what I'm getting at is you're never too old to realize your dreams and what they are and what you might really learn from it if you do choose to take that first step down that avenue, I've always liked reading. I loved reading as a child, growing up. I think that's how I became educated. That was one of the ways that I educated myself, was through reading. Without realizing I was educating myself, To me it was fun. Interesting because of my curiosity, I guess. I like to read about different things and different subject matters, and not one specific genre of books, or I like to read all sorts of different genres of books. I also like writing. I got an award when I was 10 years old in 5th grade for best penmanship out of the whole school. Well, the whole school consisted of 4 grades, 5th grade through 8th grade. And I got the best penmanship out of all 4 grades. Out of all the students that went 5th through 8th grade, I took home the prize. The thing about it was I didn't even know that there was an award for it. I didn't even know that it was something that I was even nominated for, I guess, It shocked me Because I didn't even know what penmanship was when I got the award. I just remember being in an award assembly, sitting up in the bleachers with my friends, and they said, okay, this is one of the last awards that we're going to present, and this is an award for the whole school, 5th grade through 8th grade. There's just one person that was nominated by her teachers to receive this award. And the award is for the best penmanship out of the 5th through 8th grade. And the award goes to the 5th grader by the name of Candy Anderson. I heard him call my name, but I didn't stand up. And then my friends were like, oh my God, oh my God. And I realized, oh my God, they hollered my name. So I jumped up, went down, got it and everything. I think they took some pictures, and Purcell paper was there, and took pictures for the paper, and gave me the award. And I came back, everybody was congratulating me, and I didn't even really understand what penmanship was. I came home and I told Mom, I was like, look, I got this award for best penmanship out of all the school. What's penmanship? She's like, are you for real? I was like, yeah. She goes, it's your handwriting. I was like, wow, really? She's like, yeah. I've always had people compliment me on my handwriting throughout different times of my life. And the thing about it is I don't print, and I don't just write in cursive. I use a mixture of print and cursive. I'm left-handed. I've always had a desire to write stories. I always liked writing class. I never really liked English per se, as far as like having to know what a noun and pronoun was, or a verb and adverb, all that stuff. That didn't really interest me. I didn't want to know all those. I didn't want to know what words were. And I didn't really want to know sentence structure. I just liked writing and reading. And I guess that's the only way I know how to describe it. I always liked writing and reading, but I didn't necessarily like the specifics when it came to writing and reading. If that makes any sense. Also, I was good at math, but I wasn't good at math as far as like algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, any of that. I was just really good at basic math. I was good at multiplication, division, add, and subtract. I was just really good at it, and I eventually learned how to just do it in my head, Even though I hated math too growing up, but my mom was like, well, you're going to need to utilize this. You'll utilize math the rest of your life. And I was like, yeah, right. Quit lying. She wasn't lying. To this day, I utilize math every day. We're going to have some Gorilla cookies. So, I'm basically working on motivation and maybe some sort of spark internally that kind of leads me down to beginning cycles of writing a book. Maybe I might start out slow and write some short stories or something based off my journals that I kept when I was homeless. I could also write stories on my adoption. I could write a book on adoption. Being adopted, finding out I was adopted, and living life as an adoptee, and then being found by your birth mother at the age of, I guess I was 39 when she found me. In fact, it was around this time frame in 2008. In fact, it was August 26th was the first day. August 26th of 2008 is the first day that I got a letter from my birth mother. But I didn't know she was my birth mother yet. It was not confirmed that she definitely was my birth mother until September 2nd. So we had to go through the 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, first, second. I guess it was a little over a week we had to wait to get our answers. But it was confirmed that she was my birth mother. So it was, yes, during this time frame, 2008, I was found by my birth mother. I was 39. I found out the truth of my conception and everything behind that in 2009. I was 40 when that happened. I really don't talk. I haven't talked to my birth mother since 2020. Last time I even spoke to her was right after my first granddaughter was born, and I sent her an email and some pictures and told her, hey, just want to let you know that, your great-granddaughter, you have a great-granddaughter. And basically she responded, but it wasn't anything like, oh, really? Tell me more. What's the baby's name? Didn't ask, inquire, anything. Just, oh, thanks for letting me know kind of attitude. And that was about it. So yeah, I probably still have a lot of things to work out in that department, and that'll probably come out if I do write a book about those things. Because I will say that I probably still have a lot of trauma associated with being adopted that I need to work through, as well as, some of the trauma and being found even, Sometimes I wonder what my life would be like if I didn't know the truth. If that makes any sense. I sometimes wonder what my life would be like if I didn't know the truth. If I was never found, But I'll never know that feeling because I was found. And I was given the truth because that's what I wanted. Always be careful what you want because sometimes it's not always the best thing. Pandora's box, As a kid growing up, people used to ask me, how do you want to be found? What's it like being adopted? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, it's kind of weird being adopted by people that aren't even, your blood. You're just basically given to these people. And they raise you as their own, And for me personally, I always knew that something was off. Something wasn't right, I started feeling it at a very early age. I would say probably as early as the age of 2. I knew something was wrong. Something wasn't right about this scenario that I'm in. I didn't know what it was, though. I couldn't put my finger on it. By the time I was 5 years old, when my parents told me, oh, you're adopted, after I'd been asking questions, I'd probably start asking questions when I was about 3. And at the age of 5, after 2 years of me asking questions, they finally told me the truth. And as soon as they told me the truth, I think I knew, I already knew, but I just had confirmation of what I already knew, that I wasn't biologically their child. So then you have a different outlook and a different perspective on life because of things like that sometimes. Anyways, I'm thinking about going live a little later. I don't really have much to do today. Other than maybe, well, here in the state of Oklahoma, starting today, they cut out all sales tax on state tax on food. Has to be already cold food, basically. You can't get hot food on there. You can't get prepackaged items on there. It's just a specific type of food, you know. That you don't have to pay state tax on anymore. And then I get a 10% discount at where I work, grocery store, but every now and then, I think it's about once a month or once every 6 weeks, they'll give us a weekend where we get an extra 10% off. So that's this weekend, starting tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, I think. Or definitely tomorrow and Saturday. I don't know about Sunday, but probably. Hell, I might even push it through the Labor Day weekend. Anyway, they're giving us extra 10% off this weekend, and there's no state tax, so I can buy groceries tomorrow. Not like I need a lot, but there's a few things I need to stock back up on here in the house, like some coffee, sugar, milk, bread, things like that. Eggs. So it's good to know that I'm not going to pay state tax as well as getting that extra 10% off. And I got my rent paid, and I have a good amount, a chunk of change that I can utilize on groceries. So anyways, I don't have much left to do today other than just hang out. So, I might go live later. And then again, who knows? I might not. But hope y'all's day's been going good. And as always, I appreciate y'all listening to Candy's ramblings. On occasion when I need to get something out, or I just feel like I need to share something, and I don't really have anybody I can just pick up the phone and call and say, hey, guess what? Blah, 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 blah. So I always make these videos. Or that's why I make video. Because sometimes I just feel like I need to let some things go, you know? But yeah, we'll see where everything goes, how it goes, what the near future holds. See what doors or windows even get opened up for me in the near future as far as like the, surrounding what I just spoke of. But until the next time, YouTube, peace, love, hugs, nugs. Smoke it if you got it, be kind to others, and peace out.